Oh, no? Well, maybe that was my fault. I thought
Maybe it was sticking.
Oh, Dugo was in, and Dugo did something and then reconfigured. Ah, I see. So, yeah. So, good morning, Vanessa Lalji, Tamika Moses. Good morning. Tamika, watch. That is it. We done. Forget that. Okay, so let me get a. Okay, yes. Behave yourself right there. Carl, look at you, Carl. You look rather handsome this morning, don't you think so?
I don't know.
You look rather handsome today. Wonderful.
It is in the eyes of those who behold.
Oh, please. That's when I know you're getting uppity.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Let's go where? Where are we going? Yeah, you were talking. You were saying something in relation to what I said.
I went on to just to advise. I tell you, this election would be one about the country and how persons feel, and not about bright and dawns, because the thing has disintegrated into bright and dawns. On the cabal Congress side, you find people tend to call NNP people stupid, greedy, and dons. But the stupid, greedy people and dons people, as they call them, would be the ones who would be able to speak. They might not be able to come and speak on social medias to boast that on a live you have 3,000 views, and on NNP live you have 1,000. But we see the militants of the NNP people, and they wouldn't be watching no live in the polling booth. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. So, and they understand. Listen to a scenario, a real life scenario, and persons have to understand. Now, in our society, we have young ladies. They might get pregnant for a particular guy. Maybe the guy not ready for this kind of responsibility and so on, so he leaves, so she become a single mother.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Keith Mitchell and the NNP recognizing that these people need immediate help, not help that would manufacture itself maybe 4, 5, 6 years down the road, has put into effect plans and programs, really social safety net program, to ensure that whilst these people are still finding their way, they don't remain hungry. And these people understand that only the NNP sees it from that lens, to recognize that they need immediate help. It's like a stimulus, Andre. What a stimulus does, it gives an immediate injection. You will have your plans and policies and programs to come in afterward, but they need immediate redress. And the NNP has always looked for the people. So that single mother would be getting assistance, and then that single mother could be in the Imani program, the same one they beating up and say they have scope. So while she is learning, getting better, building her capacity, she has something coming towards her. So the other party has this grandeur plans and so on, but how long will it take? And then the amount of resources needed to enact the plans by the Congress. Where would the resource come from? Because if you're taking out one of your main revenue stream, which is VAT, how will you go about it and do all that is said that you want to do? So it begs the question here, where would the revenue come from to do that? So you see, the plan is not well thought of. Yes, it sounds on kind of people on paper and on live, it sounds good. But the reality, my grandmother say, believe in what you see. The reality, the proof of the pudding is eating it, not how it look on the shelf. Not what ingredients they tell you they put in it, but when you eat the pudding, and the NNP pudding has been eaten by those they call greedy, needy, and stupid. And they understand NNP is their best choice. And persons who claim to be the bright among us, continue to make that error, that cardinal error of calling people these derogatory names. So come the 23rd of June, the same people they calling so go really speak, because maybe they don't have money to buy credit and data. Maybe they don't have bad phone or smartphone to go on live, so they can be part of NNP live. But they could be part of the vote by the House on the 23rd, and that what has happened, and that's what will continue to happen, Andrew Donald.
Once again, the illiterate, poor, and destitute are electing who will govern over all. That, as a statement, was or is being promoted. And I usually call out people. You know, I usually do that, yeah? I usually call out people. This one, if I call out the person who did this, that person will be destroyed. Because of how people look at the individual in the community. However, I will speak to the person about it.
Yeah, you should.
I know I will personally speak to the person about it. Because this is utterly disrespectful. And as you quite rightly said, the people being referred to in this statement, they don't have smartphone, they don't have internet. Why? Well, not why, but the person has said it here. They're illiterate, so they can't read. So they don't need no smartphone. They can't read. They have a blue soap. That is them phone and them that they can only take a call.
Yeah.
They're poor, so they don't have internet at home.
Yeah.
They don't need internet. All they need, they probably put credit once every 3 months so as they have their number active.
Yes.
So somebody could call them. They're destitute. You call them destitute? God. And the person who's doing this, the person who's, I'll give people an idea, not of the person, but of the level of the person. This is someone who would have taught the nation's children for 30 or plus years. So it tells you that this person was a teacher.
An educator.
Yeah, an educator. Do you understand?
So when 70% of...
And this person got to the highest level in relation to teaching.
Yeah.
You figure that out. The person got to the highest level in relation to teaching. And if you get to that level, how can you say, once again, the illiterate, the poor, and destitute are electing who will govern over all? So I put it to you, because you may be listening, so I put it to you. Once again, the poor and the illiterate and the destitute and the working class,
as you call them,
who are in the majority, they will elect a government that they believe looks out for them. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, or put it in your smoke and pipe it. Seriously.
But it begs a serious question here, Andrew Donald. That individual, what has he done for these people?
I could say things where the person is involved, but you see, once I say things where the person is involved, then it will expose who the person is, and it is not my intention for people to start looking at him as if, well, hold on, how could you do that?
Well, the person might be involved in things to ensure that the people he call out, they don't rise to nothing.
He can't. He can't ensure anything right now. It is just that, Carl, really and truly, you know, I come from not humble, but poor. A poor family. I went to sleep hungry at times.
You know what it is to go to sleep hungry.
I know. I went to school, Carl. I went to school. And that's after I passed common entrance and came back up here to go to secondary school. I went to school, Carl, sometimes, and being with my sister, didn't have anything at all to go to school. But I went to school. I had to go to school. And I'd lean on my friends at school to get something, get a piece of bread or something, bread and butter or whatever. And that will hold me, and I'll get home in the evening and I'll get that one meal, Carl. And that's it. Because that's all we had. So when I see this person, when I see this statement, and I know who posted the statement. Do you understand? I know who posted the statement.
We know.
And he
Andre Donald.
Carl, it hurts. No, seriously, it hurts that this person can make a post like this. Once again, the illiterate, the poor, and destitute are electing who will govern over all. I am not, you see, I want to approach this person who said this, Carl, but I am not sure if I should, because I don't know what my reaction can be at this particular time to this person who posted that in that chat.
Because what would happen, Andre Donald?
And please, I believe that you're listening. I hope and pray that you're listening. Do not approach me. I beg of you, do not approach me.
Because Andre Donald, what you will find happening, that if you
don't approach me,
if you speak to that person, they go still try to claim to be the victim, And listen to this, Andre Donald. And I like to speak from a perspective where persons could understand. If you forget where you come out, Andre Donald, you can't go nowhere. And these people tend to forget from whence they came. And it comes back to the same question, Andre Donald. What must be asked, whether it's on colloquial, on culture, on language, on English, where did it be? Because they're saying all this utter nonsense, Andre Donald, but they have not lifted a finger. So it's right and proper to ask them, where you the day? Because only around the election cycle you recognize those things on them. And it is not thing to say now, and I'm not beating up on every educator. But when 70% of graduate students is not up to minimal performance, you see why. Because these people might be in the classroom and view these children and them as being poor and so on, and don't even bother to help them, because in their mind these people and them don't serve in my agenda and so on. And that I can come back and tell you, Andre Donald, and I draw the inference with a young single mother. What might happen? These people would throw her under the bus and say, blow your nose where you catch your cold with the father. But the NNP and Dr. Kit Mitchell are recognizing that these people are human beings first. These people may have made mistakes. Would you continue to beat up and judge them, or would you look to assist them? And what the NNP has done is to assist them. And I keep telling you on this program, and I'm telling listeners, there is a direct correlation with the social safety net program or social stability and crime in this country. A lot of people understand, but some pretending they don't understand that. Maybe they're too bright to understand it. And NNP has ensured that we have stability here. So even those people that made the comments, Andre Donald, could rest assured that they could leave and go all about and the property would remain intact because people wouldn't come and do things to it because of we have the social stability. By the same set of people, they speaking out to be. And that's what you come now in this election. You know? So I'm not saying persons who shouldn't have to go on the political platform and speak of plans. But what is the reality? Because you identify persons poor, you identify the don'ts, you identify the destitute. But you as a person who identified, what have you done? And when the great man was in Galilee, when the word became flesh and dwelt among men, I was in Galilee. One of the things he said to his disciples when he led them in the Garden of Gethsemane, Andre, he said, if you do these things, now before he said that, he said, when on my return I'll ask you, I wanted a glass of water and you didn't give me, and then we go say to him, well, no, he was in heaven, but he said to them, if you do it to the least of my brother, he didn't say to the best of my brother, you know, or he didn't say to the brightest of my brother, you know. He said, if you do it to the least of my brother, Andre Donald, you done it unto me. You know. And these same people is what you call proto-legalists in church. You know. They want to be taking all the blessings up front in church, you know, and listen to the utterances.
We've got a caller, Colin.
Take it.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Andre. I know you're feeling a bit down this morning, but I'm just calling to inform the persons from the Grand Brand surrounding areas that the new National Party and Yolan Bain Hospital will be doing a meeting in the car park of the medical station, and the time is at 6:30 p.m. She had a wonderful meeting in Subies. It was very informative, and the support was, really, really good. So we're asking the persons from Grambra and surrounding areas to come out and support and hear the plans and programs that Minister Yolan Bain Hospital has in place for you. Thank you very much, Andre, and I hope your day to get better.
Good, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Andre, I always believe the best way to speak of something is to tell what it's not. And the NNP is not a classist party. Everybody is welcome into the house of the new National Party. So and even if somebody leaves the new National Party, the new National Party doesn't go on the attack because we believe in the family. But you cannot say that about the Congress. Anytime somebody who maybe have been sympathetic to the National Democratic Congress and decided not being that way, they attack them. And it does not attack them on substance. And they keep talking about issues and substance, Andre Donald. But every time they attack a NNP, is in the gutter. If you so know about issues and substance, and you have a different view to somebody who's supporting NNP, why don't you come and speak or approach them with issues and substance as you claim you have? You only have issues and substance for sure, but how you administer it too, you fair and art. And you know, this class thing is not only from here, you know. Eric Matthew Gary go through the same thing, you know. And all this thing is about one gentleman, Dr. Kit Mitchell. And but you see, what is so instructive to note here, Andre, they cannot call him a dunce, a poor and illiterate man. So they say by the next best thing, that we damage the supporters. But that don't work in, because the supporters know he been here. So you say he been here for 30-something years, he did here. But where you did there? All of us just appear now in the wheeze of night on the doorstep of election and pretending to be the best thing since sliced bread. Check all your track record. I don't do nothing for nobody. I could speak of the one in St. Patrick's East. He have done nothing. I never hear nobody say he do nothing for them. But all for now, he come and give him a personal vote. He go make change. Change what? where did they? And they don't like the term when you ask them where did they. Because I believe the perfect answer to NNP has done nothing is to ask where did they. Because if you've been here, you would not be saying NNP don't do nothing, Andre Donald. So when you ask them where did they, you're annoying them. Because they know they don't have no good intention for here. It's all about power for them. Because I say so. Because if it was not about power, Andre Donald, they would not be referring to NNP people in that derogatory terms. If it was about people and helping people, you would have embraced everybody. So after you beat up on a set and call them dumb, stupid, illiterate, destitute, you expect the same set of people to put you in power? So now they realize, boy, I've been beating up on these people and the election is on the 23rd of June and these people, now they speaking truth in satire, $100. Because the gist of the thing is, oh, by them people are going to make the difference again. But they can't speak of it without being the real self. You understand? And listen to me, $100. When a man drunk or a man vexed, anything he said, that why he really mean it. So that thing was in vex Andre. So that's exactly how the guy feel.
You know what's hurting me more than anything else in this particular situation, Carl?
Yeah.
I should call him out, but I'm still protecting him. And I'm protecting him from his neighbors and from the community at large. And yes, he belongs to St. Patrick's.
Yes.
He belongs to St. Patrick's. I'm protecting him. And I'm protecting him from his neighbors and from the community at large.
But I understand where you're coming from, Andre Donald. But there are times the truth ought to be known. By his deed shall a man be known.
I can't.
Because some pretend and pretend and pretend.
No, it's what could happen to him, Carl. It's what could happen to him.
So then you're scared.
I'm scared for him.
You're scared what they could do to him.
His family. I'm scared. Because people would never expect that this person will do something like that.
Well, Andre Donald, I'll tell you already, desperate people do desperate things, and never rule that out. The level of desperation these people and them exhibiting.
We've got a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Master Call.
You are go, bro.
I want to congratulate you, man, in the absence of Mr. Donald. I think you and Stan did a very good job.
Well, we have to work.
Huh?
We have to work.
Yeah, you all was clear, man. I heard, I don't miss a word, which was very, very good. And I could have told certain people who were right in front of the stage what went on just by listening to you. And they didn't hear. They was right in the crowd and they did not know, which was wonderful. And this gentleman's address was very, very good. The candidate for the area, man, Gabriel. Yeah, he sent a very good message. The man speak like a winner, man. I like how he spoke. I just investigating a matter. I was told by someone who listened to the Congress or attend the Congress that this leader of the NDC tried to associate Norris Bin, congratulate Norris Bin for that progress back where they was. So that give me a clear indication. Pardon me?
Norris Bin?
The man mentioned he gave credence to Norris Bin also for progress back, which this man don't seems to understand what's really going on.
That's an Eric Gary project.
1976. Now it's been blazed, Sir Eric saying, Sir Eric mad to take such a nice cultivation place and put into plain field. We have to defend and say that is a vision of the man. The Deacon or Deacon give Norris Brain some praise for that field as well. I believe tonight in my address, this man, permit me, we have a meeting tonight at Mongool. We're bringing a message to Mongool. I will make the people know this man just want power. That man doesn't seem to know what's going on in Grenada. And asking people to vote to save Grenada, not from the hands of people who don't know what's taking place. Whether you like NDC or not, you just have to vote for NNP for Grenada's sake. This man is poor hungry. I have no apology in saying that. He's poor hungry. He don't know what's really going on in Grenada. If you listen, and I saying that there's a statement he's making with no reality. I don't know if you agree with me, Masako.
Definitely. Them way he did.
Way he did.
He did fighting against the workers of Grenada, so he don't know that on him.
Statement. I satisfied with the turnout in Monkridge. We had 4 buses at Chuck. Monkridge people seems to be. This time around, we will be getting more vote in Monkridge than the last 2018, which is very, very good. I do ask on all the other appeals to stand firm, to save Grenada, for the children, bring out the children and the grandchildren. This is about Grenada. This time it's not about a man. It's about Grenada. We in a crisis, or we are about to face a crisis, and we cannot put any and anybody into office at this time, because this man have no experience in governance. And it is clear who are eyes to see, they should see, and who are ears to hear, they should hear. The National Democratic Congress, the NDC, don't ready for government of this country. People of Grenada, I in politics 45 years, and I believe I had the authority to warn Grenadians of danger because of experience. I don't know if you agree with me, Mr. Call. I want anybody challenge. I will be continue on target today with my message.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Andre Donald.
I'll need to take a commercial break. We'll come back after this, please. Okay? This is Real 91.9, 91.5. Stay with us, friends.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
The Spice Boys are playing CONCACAF top-tier football, and we want you to be in on the action. Don't miss it. Book your spots now at the Kerani James Athletic Stadium for Tuesday, June 7th to see the Spice Boys take on El Salvador in the CONCACAF Nations League. Tickets are $30 adults and $10 for children. Available at the GFA Building, Queen's Park, St. George's. You can also purchase the latest Spice Boys replica t-shirts at the GFA for only $100 to support the Spice Boys. The Spice Boys versus El Salvador, Tuesday, June 7th, 7 p.m. Kerani James Athletic Stadium. Come, let's support the Spice Boys.
The Rotary Clubs in Grenada introduce the Good Neighbor Initiative, a program designed to assist individuals and families who require short-term assistance with electricity bill payment and the cost associated with rewiring of homes due to fires and natural disasters. If you or someone you know is in need of help, please visit our website at www.goodneighborinitiative.org. The Good Neighbor Initiative, helping individuals and families with short-term electricity bill payments and electrical wiring. One neighbor at a time.
Said they man, I don't know brighter star in the voice of people, you know. And today we are on a topic, you know, politics, you know. Yeah, man. Well, when it comes to politics, I'm not a strong believer of politics, you know. Yeah, man, but it's one person that really inspires me, you know, to really take a time out and listen and to be humble in life, you know, and it's Miss Emily Pierre. You know what, I don't care what people say, good people is good people at the end of the day, so we go share a point of view and show the people how Miss Emily Pierre is a very good person to Grenada, not just a politician, but a mother to me also, you know. Yeah, man. Well, I was a youth, I was very ignorant and thing and sitting my way, you know. And all that changed when I met up Miss Emily Pierre. You know, I met her once in Telescope. Master introduced me to her, you know, and the day I met Miss Emily Pierre, I learned one thing from her, how to be humble, you know, and how to work together like as a team. I used to see it, you know, for myself. And then while we further in, you know, like a couple months past, we hold the link and we hold the reasoning. You know, Miss Pierre teach me a lot concerning leadership. You understand? The way she don't lead with dominance and controlling people. She lead in a way that you could also follow her wake. You know what I mean? I say, alright. And that really inspired me a lot as an artist, you know, working with the X team, you know. And me and Miss Emily Pierre sit down and had a good reason. I never know you could have reasoning so with a politician. Down to earth, man, like ginger, ram into the thing, man. You understand? And then after that, I find I get less ignorant, I get more understanding. You know, and it was the guidance of Miss Pierre what guided me up to this day, up to now, you know. I know I have a lot more to go same way. You know, so Miss Emily Pierre, I just like to give thanks in person. You know, and when you're giving thanks, you can't care what people think. You have to know who has been there for you and, you know, who there for the people and who is good people. So personally today, I brighter star come to tell you what I witnessed, you know, in politics. And that, to tell you the truth, that is my only politician friend. Yeah, she's like a mother to me, you know. And all now I could just call and get her advice or what her advice. She all the time take the time out. One thing, she take the time out to meet for people and reason with which I very love and admire. She don't play higher than that, so it's a love for her, and she's a very spiritual woman which I very admire again. So her decision comes straight from the Most High. I could put faith in people like that, you know. So Miss Pierre, give thanks for the strength you have put out for St. Andrews and the people, and the motivation, and the works, because it is endless around here. I don't even have to talk. Yeah, man, and give thanks most of all from my heart for changing my life, you know, and making me see things on a more positive side. Yeah, man, you know, personally, when I think about it, I find, you know, if it wasn't for your guidance, sometime I would have been in prison now. Sometime I would have been dead now. You know, and I will, you know, like for the politician in Grenada, whether NNP or NDC, to learn from Miss Pierre execution and her works, personally. That is the way forward. You know, and she don't care if you're from other yellow, what color you is. She show love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So that is the way forward, man. That's the way to go. So enough love, enough strength for the reason in the same way. No ram into the thing. Blessed love, my father. One order.
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Our time has now moved on to 2 minutes, and that is after the 8 o'clock hour. I'm not in a good mood. I'm not in a good mood. I want to.
Let's go.
No, we ain't even doing that today now. We ain't even going there today. We ain't even going there today at all. We ain't going, you know. It's just that, it's just not funny, man. You know,
Andre Donald,
it's just not funny.
I want to speak a bit on the...
We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Donald, and
Morning.
good morning to you, Mr. Carl Keaton, the man of God.
Morning.
Good morning to you, and good morning to Grenada Caribbean City Magnet. Mr. Caller, Mr. Donald, the last caller that caller really supported him, not this one who spoke in advertising. The caller, the gentleman who spoke to you, I really supported him 100%, because it baffled me. So many people calling for a change. But we asking myself the question, what sort of change do they really want? Change for the better or change for the worse? We had a change before, and it wasn't for the better, it was for the worse. I keep thinking about it all the time. How? NDC, they come in, they have the candidate, and they have a lot of young people. They said the young people will create change. But they come in and they haven't got no experience. And hardly see any one of them in the Senate, debating in the Senate. I think it's only one, a few months he lasted. Correct me if I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, they haven't got the experience. So you're telling me, you take a bunch of young children and you're going to put them in the high seat of the land to govern the country. When they meet up opposition and they have to fight for the country now, what are they going to bring back? The people, they will mash them up, they will eat them up. They're like little sprats in the ocean. I was watching one of the meetings and I saw a young girl. Even to start up the introduction, she's stuttering, she don't know what to say. And the gentleman behind her saying, come on baby, come on baby, come on baby. Are you telling me you take young children and put to govern the nation? Are you telling me that? They haven't got no elders around them. The eldest, the head one, which is Deacon, he haven't got no experience. The younger one, they haven't got no experience. So when they get into trouble, who are they running to? Didn't the good book tell us you must have elders around you? Those who have wisdom, because the elders already got the experience. They gain knowledge and they grow in wisdom, so that wisdom could apply to the young one who doesn't know anything. So who is going to teach them? Who is going to lead them? They say they have advisors. What is advisors? If the advisors were so good, they would have taken do the job themselves, because they cannot do the job, right? So why are you taking these little children? All children have to be controlled by their elders, their mothers. That's why children have parents. The parents control them. So I call on the Grenadian people, open all your eyes. Look around you, see what is happening. You're going to throw away experienced people to put people who are unexperienced to govern the nation. Look what's happening in the world today. Look at us. All prices going up, not because of Keith Mitchell, not because of our government is doing that. It's happening all over the world. So we need an experienced team to go forward, to help the nation people, to help us, to push our country forward. Look what we're going to gain. A lot of things is coming to us because we have a good leader who is a strong leader who always going forward to fight for Grenada, Caribbean City Magnet. What is young children going to do for us? How are we so blind to go and vote for these young little children to come and govern us who never experienced nothing? They try to talk, Deacon is the one doing all the talking, right? How can you, all the elders among them who is most experienced, you get rid of them? You get rid of them. They cannot share in the glory. They're just trying to support you, but they will not share in the glory. We have one up here. Oh God, help us, Lord. This one, he's uneducated one,
How can you put him in front of our wonderful experience in King John Matthew Field? How can you? Where is he going? So where are we going? We're going forward. We're taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps backward. We don't want to go backward. We want to go forward. As the slogan saying, we want to bring safe hand with the NNP, because NNP is a party that's going forward. NNP is a party that look after the nation's children. NNP is a party that open all avenues for us and create the climate for development in Grenada, Caribbean, Petit Martinique. And this is what we want. Not this bunch of children and them. Let the children go back to school. Let it be among the elders so they could gain experience. You look in the Bible, you never see young people going forward. They're among the elders. The God will say, go and speak to the elders. So when they go and speak to the elders, they can't know nothing. They can just come in. You must start from the bottom. He ain't start from the bottom, he jumped it from the top seat. Then Jesus said, when you go to the party, you mustn't go and take the top seat. You must sit down, because they will tell you to step down and it will embarrass you. So why are they doing that? If Grenadian people is blind to put them little young children there to govern them, God have mercy on them. And I know, I pray the NNP will take it all and let it come back again. Let it will and turn back again and get experience, and they could come back again. We're not saying we don't want young people. We do want young people. Because if you haven't got young people among the people in the village, elders in the village, your country is not growing. Right? Or your community is not growing. So we need young people.
But one thing I want you to do, I want you to take back part of the statement. I didn't stop your flow, but you did say that the gentleman is uneducated, and I want you to take that back.
Yes,
he's not. Yeah, you have to you have to be very careful in that.
Don't let me be like them.
You can't be like other people. He's not uneducated. He may not have the experience, or he may not be educated beyond a particular level.
Yes, in
but
that area, yes.
you cannot say that he's uneducated. That's not nice.
I understand. I apologize for that.
All right.
But at the same time, we cannot vote for him.
Okay.
He cannot represent us. Because we need people to experience everything you do. Because if I'm going to the doctor, I don't want a doctor to operate on me, because the doctor is not experienced. I'm looking for experienced doctor to operate on me. If I'm sending my children to the best school, as long as maybe I could afford it, or if a school is available, and the best school, I send my children for the best education. So, not like this. Let them educate themselves, or let them gain experience, and then they could come back. Right? Anyway, have a nice day, Mr. Durrell.
You too.
Mr. Colkett, have a nice day.
You too. Be safe and blessed.
Bye. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com.
And when you hear persons who are speaking on behalf of the National Democratic Congress, you have to sit up in your chair and understand. There's one who wanted to be the Minister of Tourism, and is advising people to give the elderly people among us a wheelchair and a pillow. And these people subscribe and say they are Christians, but the same book that is the bastion of Christianity, the Bible, you see, you honor your mother and your father,
so that your days may be long.
So they don't want long days. So that's why the Prime Minister is honoring his mother. That's why his days is long and they say he old. But I want to get to that point here, Andre, now. Listen to me. The National Democratic Congress speaks of issues and substance. But at the same time, what they're proving to us, the Grenadian people, that they are fraudulent and deceitful. Because if you campaigning in an election and the Prime Minister speaking in regards to his team of people and speaking of the, and you could take it and make an advert to say the Prime Minister's endorsing you, that is deceitful, Andre Donald. And that is fraudulent, and Deacon Mitchell knows that. He's a lawyer. He knows that is fraudulent, because the PM in no way indicated to anybody that the NDC ready for governance. Because when he make the utterance of who was experienced for governance, he pointed his team And that is the desperation and fraudulent. But then again, Andre Donald, the National Democratic Congress, the cabal, believe when they call people stupid. So they believe the people of Grenada are stupid, so they feel like anything they could tell them. And that those are the things you look at. So those who want to beat up and ballot substance and issues. But if you have so much substance and issues you believe in, why you have to stoop to the level to try to be so fraudulent and deceitful by using the Prime Minister's utterance, and you know it has nothing to do with you, and trying to say the Prime Minister endorse you, and those bright people in Grenada are running up and down with it. But that is fraudulent, that is deceitful, and that is the whole nature of the National Democratic Congress, a deceitful bunch of people. They always put up smoke screens and always try to be eloquent and always try to make people believe, okay, oh, we're on substance, oh, we're dealing with issues. But the crux of the matter is, if you are to stoop so low to use the Prime Minister's utterances when you fully well know is nothing to do endorsing you. And the call of the gentleman before talking about Progress Pack. And what is instructive to note, Andrew Donald, when the leader of the National Democratic Congress, when he just bust on the scene, he say, Eric Gary bring SGU. Maurice Bishop bring airport. Well, watch this. He didn't know Eric Gary bring Progress Pack. Watch this. He didn't know Maurice Bishop bring NIS to take out the pension. So you see this? So it is right to ask whether the day, because you're promoting Eric Matthew Gary, the Right Honorable, for SGU. You can say he do something. But you forget he bring Progress Pack, and you are crediting another person to Progress Pack. So maybe the conversation he didn't hear. He didn't understand the person he accredited to was against it. So you see the deceitfulness? You see the fraudulent?
But the thing is, yeah, what are you trying to gain by invoking a conversation about Norris Bain? It is a situation to this day, and I know Mrs. Bain, that's Norris's wife, I know she's listening right now. Good morning, Mom. How are you doing? You know I love you dearly. Why are you trying to invoke that kind of a conversation at this time, Carl, knowingly that still there is this closure has not necessarily been brought to the whole situation? And the people who are down to vote for Yolande Bain Hosford, the people who are going to vote for her, the people who will make up their minds in a couple of days and vote for her, they will not vote for any candidate who is opposing her. There is no statement that you can make, Mr. Mitchell. There's no statement that you can make that will cause anybody in the parish of St. Andrew, and I'm going to the entire parish, that will cause them, any one of them, to change their mind at this time. The minds of the people, the minds of the majority have already been made up against the four that you're offering them. So invoking this, which is not a good thing, and invoking it and not knowing the truth about it. Do you understand? Invoking it and not knowing the truth about it makes it all the worst. Come on.
No, they're not only worse, you have to tie that in to being deceitful. You're leaving it hanging. Don't leave it hanging. That statement is a deceitful and fraudulent one. And that is the hallmark of the Congress. Because you making a statement like that and knowing fully well who Miss Bain Hosford is, who she is, to the person you're making a statement. You see the level of deceitfulness?
Yeah.
Bold-faced, shameless deceitfulness. And you have to mention that. It's not about the people make up their mind to vote. The character of Deacon Mitchell and the NDC, fraudulent and deceitful. As I mentioned, the statement of the Prime Minister, when they claiming that he endorsed them, which is fraudulent and deceitful. Mentioning the whole thing with Progress Pack and Bain, fraudulent and deceitful.
Motley?
Mentioning out Motley, fraudulent and deceitful. And then you say this is the party with issues and so on.
We've got a caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you doing, sir?
I'm okay.
I want to give a little input into the utterances of the Prime Minister. Mr. Jamie Raskin, who is a senator in the American Senate, it was said that Russia killed hundreds of Ukrainian children. All right, Mr. Raskin was making reference to that. You understand? But Mr. Raskin said that the Ukrainian army killed hundreds of children. You understand? The only person that would endorse that is Putin. You understand? Because Putin is a deceptive sort of a person. You understand? And I mean, the utterances of Dr. Mitchell, if the NDC endorses that, then they endorse in a lie, a big lie too, because they know that none of them have any political experience. You understand? So that in itself is deception. That is how I think about it. Have a good day, my brother.
And Andrew Donald, it comes back to an issue I was bring up to you from time to time when we have in our discussion, not necessarily on the radio, as it relates to the media, Andrew Donald, and fact-checking. Because if they fact-check the narrative with the Prime Minister Motley, they go, no, it is deceitful. If they fact-check what Mr. Mitchell Deacon said about Bain and Progress Pack, they know it is deceitful and fraudulent. If they fact-check the whole thing they make out the PM, you would recognize it is fraudulent and deceitful. So a party that claims they have all the issues to discuss and have all the substance is being fraudulent and deceitful, and that is a fact. They cannot deny that because they promoting what Ms. Motley said and they know it is deceitful and fraudulent. They promoting and they bigging up the utterances Deacon Mitchell made out Mr. Bain, and they know it is deceitful and fraudulent. They bigging up the issue with the Prime Minister about endorsing people, and they know it is fraudulent and deceitful. So tell me, you do it once, you do it twice, you do it 3 times. It's not accident, Andrew Donald. Because what they believe they could be deceitful and fraudulent on the unsuspecting people of the country and say, okay, we're dealing. Where is the substance and issue with being fraudulent about what Mia Motley said? Where is the substance about the thing in Progress Pack with Bain? Where is the substance and hype with what the PM said? So, in one thing that I tell you, I keep telling you, Andrew Donald, pregnancy and character is the same thing. It cannot be hidden. The character of the Congress is to be deceitful. And I challenge any one of them, Andrew Donald, to come and tell me different about the deceitful nature. What happened with me and Martin, the deceitful nature with the Progress Pack issue with Bain, and how they try to turn out the Prime Minister say. I challenge any one of them. Meet me downstairs Real FM any Saturday. Any Saturday.
Why you stick on Saturdays?
Because Saturdays are there, they go at time. Because when he had, last week when we had nomination day, when they asked them about the turnout, they said the people was to work. So I know all the people who need to work Saturday. So any Saturday, come. And they say the people need to work. Listen, they say LNP do not know the country in 30-something years.
Mm-hmm.
But nomination day come and the people can't come on because they need to work. You see the deceitfulness?
No, you stop there or you stop there? Don't
Well,
stop.
you
Nomination day,
you could go on.
the people can come out to work
They walk in.
because they're working.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
However, if your people can come out to work on nomination day because they're working, no problem. Carl, but isn't it a fact that the same people say that the majority of Grenadians are unemployed?
So they are employed.
So their people are employed.
So that-
the majority of
Yes,
the
so the
people
country good
are
for them?
unemployed. So therefore, they lose elections already because the majority of the people are those who turned out because they're not working. So if the majority turned out because they're not working, then it means that the majority is going to vote for who? The NNP. So NNP wins, so give up.
Yeah, but not only that, Andre Donald. The fact that they are working, how could they say nothing is happening for the country when they are working and they're asking for change, so they want to do work and don't get paid?
Yeah, they want to do work.
And that is the crux of the issue here. So when they come, Andre, and they keep always, anytime you hear you talk to them, substance issues. But these are the crux of the issues, what the Grenadian public understand.
I had a good laugh yesterday. I came from work and I passed look for my daughter, and so I went around, stopped in Meadows Junction on my way home, Carl, and I was sitting there talking to the guys, and then there's this individual, clearly a supporter of the National Democratic Congress. And he was there, Carl, going on and on and on at the tire shop. And I was hearing him. And I got to the point where I was just tired of just hearing that. So I says, excuse me. I stood there and I said, excuse me, can I come and please join the conversation? He said, no, I leave in now, Andre. I leave in now. He jump in the car and he go in.
Andre Donald, that has happened to me many times. I went in a particular place of business and the conversation was on. And one of the gentlemen who was beating up on the NNP, as he see me come and tell them, man, I do talking politics around that man.
Yeah, they're scared. Why are you scared?
Andre Donald, I observed something, and tomorrow, God's will, we should call KB. Because me and KB came out from the rally. And KB had to convey me to my present place of abode.
Oh boy, your words in place.
Well, you see, I can't string two sentences together. KB had to convey me to my present place of abode.
Good.
And
which is pleasant.
Yes. And on reaching Progress Park, you know, the Congress had a rally.
Yeah, they did.
So when we got there, the rally was just about finished. And some rain was falling and he had some traffic challenges. And I was indicating to KB, I said, KB, once you go out as a traffic officer and you do arrest the situation very early, you can fix it.
Yeah.
You just have to work yourself out. You have to arrest the situation since before you start and determine where is your exit and entrance point. You can't let people do what they want. They might vex with you, but you in charge of things. And we were there and the rain was drizzling, so the glass was up. And we saw a person with the jersey of the National Democratic Congress abuse one of the wardens. KB wanted to go and think, I say, KB, me and you in green jersey here, go in and do that they send us.
Yeah.
So all how we also, that man abuse, you know what that man do tell the warden derogatory?
Male or female?
A male warden and a male gentleman. And like the warden didn't know what to do, you know, like when you like fish out of water, because the warden was saying back and thing. And that is the hallmark. And they keep saying how they respect, and they keep saying they want better for the wardens. But Claudette, you still appeal the matter with the warden. So if you win as you say you go win, what will be the situation with the wardens? So Claudette, you need to speak on that. So all you're talking about substance and issue. I want Claudette speak on that, Andre Donald, to the Grenadian people. because she still had the matter on appeal with the warden. So, Claudette, you need to speak about that. And wardens need to understand, because if Claudette still have a matter against one of you all, it's a clear indication of how she feel. Because she claiming that you are illegal. She took you to court. And these are the same people now who come.
And hence the reason why, because she took the warden to court, hence the reason why her supporter, because once you're supporting NDC, supporting her supporter feels that, okay, fine, if Claudette took you to court, then she'll take you to court again for me.
Not only that, I start here to go somewhere. Now, Deacon Mitchell, you speak about the police in Progress Park.
Did?
Yeah. How is in and terms for the police, like in terms of the station and thing. And that's something me and you always been advocate. That is not a new issue.
That's not a new thing.
And there was this situation, and I don't think they really explain it to Deacon Mitchell. So he's speaking, what they tell him, they want to think. So you sit idly by Deacon Mitchell. You have somebody running, Claudette, who is in court with a warden presently. Facts. You have one of your big mouthpiece saying how the police dunce and stupid some time ago. The guy was the one senator and you don't get.
Facts.
Yeah, the one who find me louvers. You heard him beat up and say how police done something during COVID time when they break regulation. But you sit there and you tell them nothing. And you're coming in Progress Park and saying you like the police so much. Your people and them beating up on the police. Your people and them beating up on the police. You say nothing. But you come and talk about accommodation for police. Okay, I agree. It's something needed. And they tell you about the 1995 issue. Mr. Deacon Mitchell, let me tell you this. And I could speak on that. Nobody had to tell me that. And you one who tell you that can challenge me. So who telling you to tell the police and about 1995? Meet me downstairs Real FM any Saturday. Now in 1995 there was a pay and grade exercise for the public service. And listen to the time when it happened on $100. In 1995, a pay and grade exercise for the public service, NNP in power. So Deacon, Nicholas Braffit and George Brizan didn't see it fit to have a pay and grade to improve the wages for the people. So they didn't tell you that part. After the pay and grade exercise was done, based on where you are weighted, your salaries would be comparable with other persons in the thing. Hence, you have salary scales on general A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. Now, after this exercise was done, the government wrote all like the police, nurses, and so on, and asked them if they were satisfied. They don't tell Deacon Mitchell that. Even the forestry officers say they wasn't satisfied. But the police never said they wasn't satisfied. And I could call people name because I've shown it. So go and ask Miss Beryl Isaac about that. So don't take my word for it because they're telling you things what you don't know. And I will speak here now. Go and ask Miss Beryl Isaac. The police never come back. And it is so thing that one of the persons who was written, who received the letter, never opened it until they retired. So they didn't know they calling back. So when the pie had to be shared, Andre Donald, even forestry officers say, we don't get enough. Let me give you the crux of the matter. Now, a police officer, a corporal of police, in that exercise was equated to one of the nurses what now graduate in white. They had the same weight in the pay and grade exercise. Now I explain that for him to understand because he's just fancy talking some police saying how the man thing out police. But when police refuse Andre Donald to write back and nurses say, well, we don't satisfy. You find a corporal equated with the nurse in white, who just gone in white, but the nurse in white getting pay in parallel to an inspector of police. Yeah. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
The police in those times never used to negotiate for salary. They used to accept what the public workers get. But some of the public workers were skilled in negotiation. So they used to negotiate for allowances along with the salary increase. Now educating them because they just running them out. They say I can string two sentences together, but I educating them. So, and then if you believe I was saying it should, Randy Dick, he on Facebook, he in Anguilla. Linford Cummins, ASP Linford Cummins. Ask them. Is Linford Cummins, Randy Dick, and Carl Keaton. Vanny Cohen was on that committee, but every time we had to go on a meeting with Mr. Bido, he don't come in. So we started to negotiate for salaries. The first time we negotiated and we accept 4%, your good friend Chester Humphrey said to me, you sell out. You could ask him that. Then he turn around and they accept the 4%. So Linford Cummins and then blaze the trail and it takes 4%. So when you're talking about 1995, you understand the issue. And don't blame government for the issue. Put the blame where it is. Even the man what was part of the police review commission didn't see it fit to understand what it was about. So when they come in and talk about the 95 issue, ask Carl Keaton. Don't try to bamboozle people and tell you go fix it. And even then, let me go further. You know. Let me educate them, you can understand. So when we approach this present government and the Prime Minister, and we had this discussion, and I said to him, man, the police working every day, on duty every time, and look at what happened in 1995. It was improper to address the police alone without another pay and grade exercise, $100. So what was advised? And I could call people name or thing, you know. We received some advice from Carrington Hood. I call him names because I don't lie. And he said, boy, look at this thing because look at the situation, the pension as it is, and so on. All your best bet is to negotiate some allowances. And after the negotiation, Fitzroy Bido commissioner as he then was made, so rest in peace, was the commissioner at the time. And everybody know he used to say he's the 16th minister. So I don't say nothing what I'm making up here. And Andre Donald, when we send the proposal to him, he was the one that say by that too much. And in meeting with Mr. Bido them days, that's why Vanny Cohen used to come. Mr. B, when you approach him in the morning, he blazing, you don't know what anything you know about he telling you. But what I used to tell them guys, let you wear the new ball. I'll open. And I'll take out the lacquer. So after he get his sweat hot now soon cool. Anytime he hear his sweat and he cool down, he's starting to listen. And when you bring facts to him, he's saying run with it. So the same proposal. What is in shock to not and I go and think to that because they just beat it up and they don't understand. And the set of people are calling they in one corner now, you know. William Thompson. He was our assistant commissioner at the time. When he see the proposal, Linford Cummins and Randy Dick, and know all you know that. He say a proposal like that can come before him. Same thing, he say the proposal lower substance, the one for allowances. But in the trick of the trade, the proposal reached its destination was Mr. Fitzroy Bido, the holding it up. So when they ask him why you have something to send across here, he called me and cursed me. But with the good. You see, man, you trick me, man. You give me one thing and the next thing go the other. I say, I learn from you. You what teach me. I swimming after the big fish. There another thing. And then the proposal went through. And with one stroke of the pen, persons receive close enough to $700 increase through allowances, which couldn't happen to salary. So when they say about the NNP, they're doing nothing for police, they are not true. Even men in Carriacou, before that Carriacou was viewed as a punishment after that man lining up to go in Carriacou.
Why?
Because they get an extra 300 or thereabouts on the pay. Lining up to go in Carriacou after that. Men in Vex to go in Carriacou and pay him after that. And Will and Thompson said this proposal don't make sense. He make up his face in a kind of way because they feel them is the repository of every knowledge. And that's what they still doing now. That's why they calling people the names they calling them. You see all of them together. That's their mindset. So you say this thing no good. But Miss Beryl Isaac, and then when they see the document, they say, hey, them fellas and them decent. Them men and them know what they about. And Andre Donald. So they call us. You go on and negotiating team at the time. They call us. So when we go across there, they have the pen Andre Donald ready on the dotted line. I don't remember if it's Linford Cummings or Randy Dico and MC by. Realize we don't cater for the rural constables. Right there and then, we make an oral submission because for the men who say they can string 2 words, and you could go and ask Miss Beryl Isaac and them and Miss Greenage and them, if you believe a line. So those that say I can string words, let me sting now. We make an oral submission on behalf of the rural constables, and the rural constables share not only the scrums in the main course. So when they come in and talk now how they love police and thing, tell Claudia to drop the case as a prerequisite, as a thing of goodwill towards the police. Tell the one who didn't get senator and offer me louvers to stop speaking about the police and say NNP police. So you letting all that happen, but you so like police.
Tell the one that leaking all the information from the meetings to stop.
But the one that leaking information or the two that leaking information?
Yeah, the two.
In 2018, they promised them commissioner. They promised him that in 2008.
Both of them?
They don't get here, they always promise. That's what they're going after.
But they never get rank within that time.
No, they don't get in rank when the Congress is in power. They only get in rank when NNP is in power, but they say the NNP don't do nothing. So I go through this thing to understand. So this whole thing about this 1995 thing, you have to be understood in its context and not just speaking of the hip. Because them people and them are telling they don't know. So after that, Andre Donald, we recognize, now I'm speaking for the police, and understand the government, we recognize that by when you're doing police station, if every man has a little gas, man getting hard, he chain down the gas by his bed, man pulling stove right on the gas and cook on the next man gas, and real problem, and realize the stability of the organization has to be kept intact. We approach the government again. We say, well, look at the situation. Commercial ovens and 100-pound cylinders was placed in every police station. Fact! So when you talk about NNP and police, they don't know because I could ask them, where did the day? Andre Donald, where did the day? You understand? So when they talk about nothing has been done for police and so on, and NNP this and that, they don't know. They playing dumb, they don't know. So that's the thing you have to reconcile. So police have to understand what happened for them under the NNP. Mm-hmm. And I don't even go to training and so on yet, you know. Under this administration for the police. Promotion has been one of the demotivating issues as relates to police because when promotion come for many times, even under Will and Thompson, it was not standardized. There was not going to be some of the ordinance C. So, in so much as they say the commissioner has a prerogative to promote Andre Donald. So most time a commissioner come if he on contract when he go in, he just promoting the driver, whether he good or not. But this present administration has seen fit to cause this present commissioner to have a promotion policy, and then you're saying how the NNP don't do nothing for police.
A retired officer said something here, Carl. You want to hear it?
Let me hear it.
The retired officer said, Master Carl, this is real solid facts. They know it all. I'm calling on them who think they have so much dispute with what you're saying. She calling them out. Dispute what you're saying.
No, but no. Tell them, Carl, who write that thing there. Meet me downstairs, Real FM, any Saturday. Any Saturday. It could be this one, the next one, or anyone to come.
Just let you know that.
Because they won't be on work that Saturday. I choose Saturday because I know they would not be working. So come in the numbers and dispute what I just said. $100. And that is the crux of the issue. So when they say NNP has done nothing for police, they don't know. So in January, you know what the PMC, where did they? They didn't there. I was there, so I could speak. And I was talking about thing for police. Under this present administration, in terms of transportation for police, unprecedented. Under no administration happened. And let me tell you something.
How many just not put it for people again? You know?
No, let me tell you something, Andrew Donald. The present Prime Minister, when men walk in by the Prime Minister and they transfer them, they crying. If he wasn't a good man and a good place to work, you think they would have been crying? They transfer 2 men at a time. Them men and them cry until they get sorry for them and send them back in. Because Andrew Donald, once you walk in by the PM, you're taken care of. Hold on.
We've got.
Once you walk in by the PM, all right, go take the call and we'll come back.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Goodbye. Let's go.
Yeah, once you walk in by the PM, Andrew, you're taken care of. And the PM won in 1995. He used to live in Happy Hill at the time. So Nestor Ogilvy, commissioner as he then was, used to live in Mongra, the Prime Minister House. Again, the Congress are giving them to stay, the Prime Minister House.
Nestor?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the official residence of the Prime Minister given to the Commissioner of Police by the Congress.
Yes. Fact check that. So what I want them to do, how I tell them to fact check those others, fact check me too. Don't give me a pass.
Google it.
Google it. So there was a couch by any Prime Minister residence. So men, when you go and walk up there, a lot of time the Prime Minister not in the house. Well, when you go out and do your business in the day.
Yeah.
So there was a couch, so men used to take the liquor rest on it. ACP. He go and take all the couch and he say them men and them lazy. When the Prime Minister Kit Mitchell come and say, what happened? They say, I can't take all the couch. He said, you know what they call Jones down in the bottom down there?
Jonesy, yeah. Prime Minister's person.
In shock Jonesy immediately. Go and get a new coach for the fellas and them. But he had other people as Prime Minister living in St. Paul's. When you go by them, rain wetting you and they don't care, they're even telling you morning. The Congress Prime Minister. So that is the crux of the matter. So when people talking about people and love for people, forget this nonsense that you're talking about substance and issues. Because all you only just talk about substance and issues when election near. But when all you think, all substance and issue and no love and care. And that's what the people of Grenada recognize. Those what are calling Dons and others. And stupid, that's what they recognize. Dr. Kit Mitchell and NNP care about them. So even in the state, Andrew Donald, as the hymn say, just as I am, without one plea, just as they are, the Grenadian people and they go to NNP without one plea. He don't put in no condition for him to come to get help. You don't tell them you have to have 15 subject and so on. You don't tell them you have to have PhD and masters. Just as they are to the young person who just come out of school and can't find a way and need a help up, the Imani program helping them. And the Imani program has gone on because everybody beat up on it. And GDB get an extra 15 million to assist them in owning the home. And the wardens and so on. Just as I am to the single mother who has no father and several children and has to take care of them. Sufferers don't care about issues and hype. All they care where the next meal coming from. And NNP and Dr. Keith Mitchell make sure they take care of them. The elderly people among us who means cannot afford them. And who had to go and answer Natia's call, Andre Donald. Outside in the elements. Dr. Keith Mitchell and NNP bring back humanitarian for them. To those who was living in areas and they had to traverse and go out. When rain fall, it was impossible. Dr. Keith Mitchell and NNP bring road for them. You understand? So I say they can't eat road. But road could help them to go and get things to eat. They don't eat in road literally, but road helping them. All the learning institution, 33 schools, both primary and secondary refurbished. Even schools that is not government schools has been refurbished under the NNP. And all they saying they don't do nothing. Because we Ali did. Ali was not around. What Ali was doing? Fighting for people who want to take vaccination to lose their work in SU. Facts.
Hey, something I think you might want me to read.
Yeah, read it.
It's coming from a police officer. Well, he resigned as a police officer. I got wet from 1:30 to 1:30 a.m. to 5 a.m. in St. Paul's. Rain was coming non-stop.
Andre Donald, that tell you, they need to fact check what I say. So I don't just go and run my mouth, as they say, without stringing sentences together. I know what I'm talking about. And look at the testament. But you go in St. Paul's and walk during the time. And all the elements with you. And you're right by the roadside, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I know the houses.
And these are facts you could take to the bank. NLP recognize that there are those among us who even have to help themselves with education because we believe education is the key to help. The means cannot afford them to pay for the examination. NLP give them money to pay for it. And they say NLP wasting money. And NLP don't do nothing. NLP recognize and have a plan for this country. So infrastructure was the first phase to continue. So they causing young men and women to be trained in electrical engineering, plumbing, outboard engine, heavy machinery. Because they realize people must eat food and beverage. And then you're saying they do nothing. Because where you did, you didn't do. Because if you was there, you know. And that's what the people of Grenada know. And come June 23rd, they duty bound to let it happen. So the single mother duty bound to vote for them because she voting for herself and her children. Simple. The elderly among us voting for themselves because they know NNP will continue to take things. And despite all what they say, the social safety net program will continue under NNP. Because Dr. Keith Mitchell and the NNP will find a way to make it happen. Like Floyd Money Mayweather, they go make it happen. You see him, you say he go make pension happen because I told you here. And I draw that same parallel with Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd, they don't say all kind of thing about him. Same thing how they beating up on Keith Mitchell. How he does run, he's too defensive, he do a knockout punch. But every fight Floyd win, he win. He find a way to win. Die Dr. Keith Mitchell and the NNP. Every situation that meet this country, and we must speak about it. They can't say it because they say they are wrong long, so we have to start long. Ivan, he was the man. MLE, he was the man. When they crashed the economy 47-19, he had to come back and restore it in 2013. The pandemic, So if a man take you through all that, how now you're saying he don't worthy of your vote? And the people understand.
We've got a caller. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Andre Donald and Mr. Carl Keaton. I want to ask Mr. Carl Keaton a question and then I'll speak to Mr. Andre Donald. Mr. Keaton, the gentleman, Mr. Cohen, that they had some problem with and was on leave. I understand he's back in the post. I have not heard anything on that. Do you have any information on it, whether or not the matter was dealt with, how it was dealt with?
What the commissioner said in a commissioner's brief, that the investigation was done, a report was forwarded to the relevant authority. Yes, the gentleman is back in on duty, and I think he is presently in charge of the Central Division.
So what he's saying is that the matter rests there. The public is not aware of.
And then again, the same journalists and them, what we have here, what quick to only run with thing and put mic in front of people thing. They don't ask the gentleman that question. Or what thing.
I'm sorry, I would have asked him the question. Although I'm not a journalist, and I will never be. But I think the Royal Union Police Force owe us some answers. You can have the man back when so much serious thing has happened, and you don't tell the public. I'm totally against that. Mr. Andre, you said to me some time ago, when a tree falls in the forest, and there's no one there, it doesn't make any noise. And I had my problem with really thinking of that. But you are right to an extent. Because I see Miss Rapier came on the scene as a politician, tell the nation that she have a political party, tell the nation that how many candidates will be running. And up to the day of nomination, she's out of the race. And she's claiming now that she's filing a case.
What case is she filing now?
Against Dr. Mitchell for calling the election at the time he called it. He have no authority to call it and whatnot.
Okay.
And then Mr. Forrester, not how to call him this time, Mr. George, his name is George, but he's a Forrester. Mr. George, Dennis George, said that if he gets in power, he would have removed $2,000 on every minister pay. And what he would have done in his constituency, we see it out of the race. He have not even been nominated. So he come back to what you said, that a lot of people are making noise in the forest. And the noise, nobody hearing the noise. Because I really thought that these fellas and them had some substance.
Thank you, Clifford.
But the noise they were making was in the forest. And the same thing goes to Mr. Clement, who was supposed to be our opposition leader up to yesterday, this morning I saw him on television. And the question that Cardi says put into him, he just keep ducking around with whether he should have been the right time and all kind of nonsense. And these are the people that came out with leadership shows that they could lead and they could think, and Dr. Mitchell is nobody, so they could take over from Dr. Mitchell and they have it better. So I support that part of you know that a tree sometimes, and now it's perhaps not all the time, but sometimes when a tree falls in the forest, it don't make no noise.
Clifford, let me just add one thing. A tree could only fall one time. What was the connection? What was the connection with that particular lady and the party which the Oracle was part of?
She was part of, I don't know.
No, I'm just asking. There is a connection with
which lady?
The same lady who come and talk what say she will take Dr. Kit Mitchell to court because he called election at the wrong time. Mr. Rapier whatsoever.
No, that's she. As far as I'm concerned, she's supposed to be a different Rapier.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
she's supposed to be Clarence Rapier's
yes,
daughter.
that's Clarence's daughter.
No,
not the other gender.
Understand this thing, Clifford. Desperate people do desperate and say desperate things.
So there is a lot. I did say that though, that a lot of them who are gallivanting now would not be in the race. And up till yesterday I met Mr. Prudhomme, and I told him again that although you register in the race, you would not be in the race. I met him yesterday. We had some talk. He's contesting St. John's seat, based on my understanding. No, I mean, sometimes I love this thing, but these people are jokers, and we have to get more serious people in politics, frontline politics. than some of these jokers.
Clifford, when next time you see Mr. Prudhomme, I want you to ask him one question for me, please. Eh? Where did he? Just tell him Master Calax where did he?
Well,
because they come talking and they join the mantra of the Congress about change. So what change Mr. Prudhomme go bring to Grenada? I mean, let me be realistic. We don't say anybody's better than anybody. We don't animal farm anything and say one is more equal than the other. But the reality of the situation is what it is.
I know one change you're going to bring.
What?
His office would be in Carniswalk in Guam.
Which office?
It's Mr. Prudhomme's office.
Which place is Carniswalk? Where is Carniswalk in Guam?
Just opposite the St. Rose Gap. The opposite gap to St. Rose.
The opposite?
St. Rose, the convent. St. Rose convent in Guam.
Yeah, St.
Right.
Rose one.
Look at you stand up St. Rose.
But the opposite to St. Rose Gap isn't it on the bridge?
Before you take the bridge. Just before you take the bridge.
Okay.
Immediately before you take the bridge. That road going down back there could lead you back to the Anglican school.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
and another question again I want you to ask Miss Rapier for me, Clifford. Where she did it? Hold on, listen to me, Clifford. When he had the 2 referendum, ask her for me where she did it. Because if she did here, she would have know, and based on how she's saying it, or the Prime Minister illegal to call time, she would have know it a fixed date for it.
Well, I guess how much she could ask her father before he died, because her father was a parliamentarian. And a very, very good friend of mine. At least a brother.
And Clifford, you have to understand the system.
So he might have the answer.
Okay.
But I think it's time now. This election will show a lot of these people that they're just hypocrites. They're not frontline politicians. So I seen that people like these people who have come out with these kind of ideas and pie in the sky, they're really not ready for frontline politics.
Thank you, Cliff. Have a nice day.
Good.
Carl, there's something I need to speak about. Yeah. I was talking to, again, Kenny yesterday, and we got to the whole aspect of, I said to him, I see that there's a rise in the cost. Instead of $3, it has gone to $500 for a person to be nominated. That's what you have to pay. And he says, well, as far as I'm concerned, that should be $5,000. And I said, no. He says, why are you saying no? Then if you have it, I said, no. You cannot put the cost out of the reach of the normal man. Because a man may not be able to raise $5,000, Carl. But that same man, given an opportunity, can make valuable contribution in the corridors of power, as you'll call it, in this country. So it should never be a situation whereby money stops you from getting into the corridors of power. For the first time in a long, long time, Kenny Lawson agreed with me. I don't know what happened. Like he was on the road to Damascus yesterday, but something loose and flash in his eyes, and he agreed. So I just thought I'd share that with you.
Very instructive.
Rap?
Well, I already rapped. I'll leave it up to you.
Leave it up to me? No,
yeah. No.
You're the one who's been starring today.
No, man. I want. It's a team task.
Yeah. No. Hold on. Then you see that is why. When you're in the ring and you're wrestling, Carl, your partner must know when to tag. Eh? You in the ring.
Yeah, but my rap will simply be on the 23rd of June.
Correct.
First, I speak to NNP people. You have to go out and vote. Secondly, I speak to people who are supportive of NNP, who not necessarily Jersey-going people or Raleigh-going people. You need to vote for Grenada. And thirdly, the public workers, you know your situation from 2008 to 2013. So if you want to vote to go back there, it's a matter entirely for you. And ask yourself this: were your condition any better from 8th of July 2013, 8th of July 2008, 2, when he had election and NMP returned to power. So it's a matter entirely for you, and I trust that you will do the right thing. Be blessed.
What you say? When you talk, bring it on, bring it on.
Demolition of the Victoria Medical Center has begun to create the space for a new facility that will be bigger and more equipped. The project will cost more than $800,000. This bears testament yet again to government's promise to place emphasis on healthcare services and the health sector in general. GIS spoke with contractor St. Mark resident Addington John about the work that will be undertaken to construct the new facility.
We're beginning by demolishing the whole structure that was there, and then we're starting to demolish the structure that we